from Lemuel? Was it? Mario. So you say you're from the tribe of Issachar, correct? So your dad is so-called Mexican?
Yeah.
He is, right? So I want to read you something. Get that in numbers. Let's start off like that, because that's a particular question I'm asking you. Like, what's your dad's nationality? That's not a question everyone asks a normal day, right? It's kind of a weird type of question to ask, right? Because as you deal with us, we're going to understand that everything we do is based off the principles of the Bible. Right. So I want to show you why I asked you about your dad's seed, so I can pinpoint which tribe you come from, so I can let you know your true nationality, right? So let's get that. Numbers 1 and 8.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18.
Bring it out.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
So these are the Israelites bringing themselves together, right? Read on.
And they declared their pedigrees.
So are you familiar with like dog breeds, pedigrees, things like that? Yeah. That's a lineage of a dog, right? So it's saying like the same thing with a man and his kids, right? His kids declare their pedigree or their lineage off the house of their fathers. Read on.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
So I asked you, your dad is a so-called Mexican. That's how I know you're from the tribe of Issachar. This word Mexican, that's not your true nationality. That's what they call you today in today's society. It's like they call us what? Blacks. They call us Negroes. They call you guys Spics, things like that, right? When the last time anyone has came up to you and said, hey, what's up, you Issachar, right? They don't do those things, right? Let me show you that why. Psalm 64. Then we're going to get Deuteronomy 28. Come over here and deal with me, bro. I want to read you these scriptures. Psalm 64, give me verse 2.
Bring it up.
It's a popular thing to nickname someone so they don't know their true nationality, right? So they can tie you from your heritage, right? So if they got you believing things that are not so, of course you're not going to seek out the real things, right? It's not going to happen because they got you so indoctrinated with other things besides your nationality. 64 and verse 3.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword.
So it says who whet their tongue, meaning sharpen. They sharpen their tongue like a sword. So let me ask you this. What can someone do if they sharpen their tongue like a sword, right? Have you heard a saying in the word that said, words can't hurt you? Words can hurt you. Words can take you and tell you by you so-called Mexican. They can dis-tie you from your nationality, your heritage, your tribe. They can tell you that you're not Israel just by one word, and that word is Mexican. That's not your nationality. You are Issachar, right? Read on.
That's right.
Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows. Even bitter words.
Even what?
Bitter words.
It should be a very bitter word for someone to call you something that's not your nationality.
Right.
It should be a bitter word for someone to call you Mexican. It should be a bitter word for someone to call us blacks, call us niggas, call you guys spics. That should be bitter words to you. Read on.
Break it out.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
They may do what?
Shoot in secret at the perfect.
Those are snares and traps in society. Those are the snares and traps that we don't know we fall into. They feed us every day with our music, with the TV we watch. Those are snares and traps they give up on our people. So let me ask you this. You familiar with slavery? Which nation of people you think went to slavery first, the blacks or the Mexicans? You guys went to slavery before us, right? And let me show you this. This history right here is documented in the Bible.
Right.
So if we can go to the Bible and we can show you the Bible prophecies of someone coming over here from far, changing your name, changing your religion, changing your everything, and giving you something called Mexican, and the Bible correlates with this history, those people that the history matches it up is who? Israel.
That's right.
It's Israel. Let's get that. Deuteronomy 28. Let's get that started verse 1. Deuteronomy 1 and 1. Let's start there first. Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. We're going to teach you your history according to the Bible. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
No, he spoke it to everyone.
Unto all Israel.
Israel, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You make up the children of Israel. Right. The Lord said, I'm speaking to these children. I'm speaking to this particular people. My voice is directed to them and no one else. So let's go and get some prophecy about these people.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Get that in 15.
Bring it up.
28:15.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So it means it's going to happen. This next things we're going to read is definitely going to happen. Read on.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So the root word of hearken is here. So he's saying these things I'm going to tell you, I'm going to prophesy, I'm going to let you know. These things are definitely going to happen if you don't want to hear my words. If you don't want to keep the commandments of the Lord. If you don't want to do these things, what I'm going to tell you next is definitely going to happen to your people. Read on.
To observe to do all his commandments.
All his what?
All his commandments.
So as a people, we don't know commandments. Give me one commandment. Thou shalt not kill. What about you, bro? What's your name? Luis. Give me one commandment. Sis, what's your name? MJ, come over, sis. Can you give me one commandment? Not at the moment, right? As a people, we don't know this. The Lord said because we don't know these basic commandments. Read on.
To observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So a curse would be someone coming and get you and put you on a slave ship and changing your nationality. That's a curse. That's a curse to the Lord because we don't want to hear the commandments. We don't want to hear those things. So now, give me you believe in the Lord, bro? What's your nationality according to the Bible? You're Mexican, just like my brother here. We're going over Mexican history. Before you was called Mexican, what was your true nationality? It was Israel, right? Listen to some of these curses. Get that in 40. Yeah, go ahead.
Book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 40. Thou shalt have olive trees.
48.
Book of Deuteronomy 28, 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who?
The Lord shall send against thee.
So the Lord is saying you're going to serve an enemy. The Lord's going to send an enemy that you're going to serve. Just like I was showing my brother, who do you think that enemy is? Do you see this? Is this something a friend does to you? So this man right here would be considered a what? An enemy. Now look at this man. What nation of people on this earth fit his description? European.
Bring it out.
The Lord is saying, I'm going to send these Europeans against you, which are your enemies. Read on.
In hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
So when you are in here picking, in the sugarcane fields, when you were picking cotton, we have to go to these people for everything, for our hunger, for our food. Read on.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. Water. They rationed our water. Even today, we don't own none of the power plant, water plants. We don't own the Sunny. We don't own water companies. We don't own those things. Us as a black, Hispanics, Native American people, we don't own these things. Read on.
And in nakedness.
And in what?
Nakedness.
The clothes is on our back. They probably say made in Taiwan, made in China. We don't own the raw materials to make these things. The Lord said, I'm going to send that person to give you these things. He's going to be called your enemy. I'm going to send them against you. Read on.
And in one of all things.
No, one of some things.
And in one of all things.
So now, if you want a driver's license, you want a birth certificate, you want anything, you want an education, if you want to learn about God, where you got to go?
Bring it out. Church.
You got to go to church. What was the institution of church formulated? Who came up with the religions of church, the denominations of church? Do we have a sign? We don't have a sign? A so-called white man. So when we was in slavery, they gave us Romans, the Catholic. They gave us Christianity. They gave us things like that. So now guess what? When they gave us these things, that's who came along with them. This man right here. They said, none of them, I have their education, I have their mind. I'm going to indoctrinate them with a white man, so when they see white men walking the face of the earth, they're going to automatically think that they are people of God.
That's right, bring it out.
They're going to put them above themselves, and they're going to be at the bottom. Those are the things they gave us when we was in slavery. You know?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
A what?
A yoke of iron upon thy neck.
That's slavery. The Lord said those people are going to put slavery on us. Read on.
Until he hath destroyed thee.
So what?
Until he hath destroyed thee.
As a nation of people, we are destroyed. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is